guys, it's me, Kylie. So today I just wanted to sit down and talk about, basically I just wanted to do my quarterly goals wrap up and what I plan to do for the next quarter. So basically here's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna run down and just talk about my experiences with all the goals that I set for the first quarter and then tell you what I plan to do for the second quarter. The first quarter is January, February, and March. The second quarter is April, May, and June. So from January to June. So I have it in my handy dandy bullet journal. The first thing I planned to do was save $300. Now, I had already spent the $300, but I did save it. So checking that one off my list. Basically, I needed $300. My husband had a surgery in like January and we had money saved up, but we needed $300 more to cover the cost of it. And that ended up happening, and of course we've paid the bill off and all of that jazz. So that's great. My next goal was to pay off my credit card, which did not happen, and this is kind of like me admitting to my faults as well as priorities. Basically, I just didn't have very good spending habits and I put some stuff on my credit card. Shame on me, but also we were just working so hard to pay off some other bills that one kind of took the back burner. It's not in any dire state. We've been paying, the minimum is $25, but I set my own minimum, which is $50. So we've been paying on it. It's just not, I didn't get to put extra towards it. So for the second quarter, I've actually adjusted this just because money situations, I'm sure you all know. My goal for the second quarter is just to pay off half of it. I think that's reasonable. I don't think that I could pay off the whole credit card in 3 months, honestly. I really don't think that would be possible, but I think it would be quite a feat if I could get 50% of what my balance is. And I'm not going to disclose my balance or anything, so try again. The third goal I had in the first quarter, you know, I went in strong with the New Year's resolutions. I'm like, I'm going to clean my house. I'm going to declutter everything. So my goal was to declutter my house because I have a lot of clutter. And this didn't end up happening. It never got to it. But I am going to transfer that goal over, bullet journal style, to my second quarter list. But I've just renamed it spring cleaning because it's springtime now, and you know, I just would like to get spring cleaning done. So I've got the spread already laid out, just my list, what I want to get done, all the decluttering, all the cleaning. So I'm moving that over. My next goal I had for the first quarter was to potty train my son. Didn't happen. He's been a stubborn little boy when it comes to the potty, but I am carrying it over. I don't think he'll be fully potty trained within the next 3 months, but my goal is to have some sort of progress. It's definitely a challenge. I'm sure any parent can understand, but not to be completely potty trained for quarter two, but to get some noticeable progress down. So I had originally planned at the end of 2018 to go back to school at the start of the year. So I had a goal written down at the end of December for the coming months to pass with B's. You may or may not know, but I'm not currently in college, so that means I did not go to school, which means that goal just kind of sat there and gathered some dust. I am going back to school this summer. I start in June, so it'll be at the later part of the quarter. I won't know my final grades until like the very end of July, but for all the assignments, so for quarter two, for all my assignments for June, I want to pass with a B or better. So I transferred that goal over. I had it again down for the first quarter to lose 10 to 20 pounds. Again, I was motivated. It was New Year's resolution season, and I just didn't do it. I don't have the time or energy or desire right now to lose any weight. Yeah, so there's that. I will eventually, I just don't really have the time or energy or anything like that right now. It'll happen eventually, but right now I am comfortable with my weight, so I just kind of crossed that one off. I didn't transfer it over. That's that. So I have some YouTube and book goals here. My first goal that, you know, all of us in this community think about when the new year comes around is how many books are we going to read this year? Like, what is our goals? So my goal is 75 books for the year of 2019, and I divided that all by 4, which is every quarter of the year, and I came to 18.75 books every quarter. So I rounded it up to 19, and that was my goal, to read 19 books in the first quarter. Now, I did meet this goal. I read 20 books, and that's freaking great. And of course, I just moved that exact same goal over to quarter 2. I'm planning to read 19 books between April and June. At this rate, I don't think it's going to happen. I think largely what contributed to me reading 20 books last quarter was I read like 7 manga, so that's almost half of what I read. And those I can fly through like piece of cake. So I don't think that I'll meet this goal next time, but I'm sure going to try. I also had a goal to get to 250 subscribers. I think I'm just going to cross this one off for quarter 2. I'm not looking at numbers. As you know, I've had kind of a back and forth with YouTube. I want to just keep doing it for fun because I truly enjoy it. So I'm not even going to think about the numbers. But if you must know, I'm sure you can look down below and next to my name. I did not meet that goal, but that's okay. It's a superficial goal anyways. This next one, which has been a real struggle, and I've had this one on my list for a long time, and that's to quit smoking. If you didn't know, I did smoke. I've smoked on and off since I was 12. A lot of people are very shocked when they hear that, but I smoked on and off since I was 12, and I picked it up again when I had like a mental breakdown back last spring before I started BookTube. But I picked it up again, and I'm proud to say I quit smoking. Now, I'm not like completely free, like I quit cigarettes, but I did switch to a vape. So I am kind of bringing my goal of quitting smoking over into my second quarter. But I'm just renaming it. I'm gonna try to quit vaping, and then I'll be just completely done with it all. But that was a very intentional move on my part. I tried numerous times between January and the end of March to just quit cold turkey, and it just never worked. But so far I'm having a lot of success with this vape, and I plan to keep going with it. Slowly wean myself down. If you know anything about vapes, you know that there's different levels of like the nicotine levels in the juices that come with it. I plan to wean myself down until I'm at 0, and then tackle the actual act of bringing it to my mouth. So I'm really hoping that I can do that. Alright, so I also had it with the whole New Year's thing to eat better in my first quarter goals. It's hard to really remember if I met this goal or not, but I think I did, just because I was eating a lot of like box stuff, that kind of thing, just really not good for you kind of like processed foods. I really switched to making things myself a lot easier, and while it's not like a major change, I consider it a win because honestly I used to eat like garbage, and now I'm actually making stuff with real ingredients instead of from a box. So I'm counting that as a win. I'm not really moving that as a goal for quarter 2. I just am going to continue to eat the way that I am until I feel like I'm ready for the next step, which again plays into the whole weight loss thing that I mentioned earlier. I'm just not ready right now, but I'm going to maintain what I am doing. So this one is silly because I failed this pretty bad. I'm sure we've all been there, but I gave myself a book buying ban. So don't buy any books. That was a goal. I don't know why I ever thought that I would stick to this, because I failed it within the first 2 weeks of the new year. And I'm not gonna move it over. That's silly. I'll never, ever, ever in my life, like, stick to that. It's not gonna happen. I love books too much. I love collecting them. You know, they make me feel better when I'm upset, as long as I have the money and I'm not, like, destroying my wallet. It's just not getting moved over. So the last two goals that I had, we've had this issue with Max's baby gate. Basically, we had this big, like, playpen style baby gate that we just kind of, like, manipulated around the stairs so he wouldn't fall down. And we had to step over it, and I'm really short, I'm 5'2", so stepping over that was a real pain, and we wanted to get one of those baby gates that fit this entryway of the stairs, but also had, like, a door so that we could just open it and I didn't have to struggle to step over it anymore. I did meet that goal. Alright, you guys, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Go ahead and drop a comment. What did you finish this year already? What have you not finished? What are you struggling with? If you do quarterly goals, what do you plan to do? I'd love to hear it. All right, bye.